จะเป็นที่จะพาสบอมเพลงเบลล์สมัครเป็นตุ่มเปล่าเลยเจอจะพาเลเป็นที่สตันจูบเลยเปียอันนั้นชอบและทะเลเป็นที่ออสเตรเลียจะมักเป็นตุ่มปะทูจะมักเป็นที่เจนเอ็มอาร์มีอันจะมักเจนเป็นอินโมละจะโชว์ดอชเป็นตุ่มมอลโตอันนั้นโชว์ดอชเป็นเจนอินสเปนจะทาร์ลสตาร์เป็นที่ทาร์ลเซอร์จะชอบและทะเลเป็นที่ออสเตรเลียจะนุ้ยทำมาถึงเป็นที่ไดบริเตนจะมักเป็นที่ฮอนดูรินจะชอบและทะเลเป็นเบลเซียมจะนุ้ยทำมาถึงเป็นที่เนเธอร์แลนด์จะชอบและทะเลเป็นที่สิงคโปร์จะนุ้ยเป็นที่อินญี่ปุ่นจะโชว์เป็นที่ที่ต่อจะนุ้ยเป็นที่โทสเตอร์จะนุ้ยเป็นที่เม็กซิโกจะนุ้ยทำมาถึงเป็นที่บราซิล and retain 8 world title หรือ 8-time world champion แต่นุ้ยเป็นที่ลักไฟน์และนางจะนุ้ยเป็นที่อาบูดาบี Hello, welcome back to Formula 1 23, my team today, episode 24, and it is time for season 2 to get underway. As this day, just weeks before I came in, we have already adjusted to the new car, I've adjusted with new clothes to shoot and the helmet. A lot of things looked absolutely fantastic, and obviously I am quite excited to see what we get underway this new season. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you with everything, but before I do that, I do want to do something real quick. I do detail the livery that I've got, which is, I'm going to show you a proper look into the livery. So based on this look, as you see, we got a new sponsor called Shark. And obviously, we got another sponsor with Avidar, which is the same sponsor we have been for last season. So we obviously going to be heading this season with a new livery with the percent. When you have a colour red, like the percent is that popular, the then retention, the theme. So I'm now to be new to this season to build myself, and hopefully who's now had improved quite massively improved. Nothing about 5 rated up, it was 4, it's now 9 rated, which you will see a bit. So like now with who is when leader was rated by me, who's been listening to these teams myself, and we're going to be getting ready to track onto this season. So I'm going to show you the this what season looks like in terms of this 13th map. As you see this 13th map, look, I mean, one started back, and that's Portugal, and I'm excited for Portugal to come back. I'm really looking forward to it, as I've been waiting Portugal for the 2021 game. So obviously it's going to be really cool to be able to rate in Portugal. It's going to be quite exciting time. So we're now going to be getting ready to track on to the third race of the season, which is Bahrain. I didn't do this day much to see on the map, so I won't show you my ID, and we now are officially 8th best team as I did. This is try to take my head about that, but to be honest with you, because considering the fact that I haven't really brought a lot of upgrades, like we somehow managed to be better than the bottom three, and we actually could have an opportunity to fight with the midfield team, as I'm desperate to get back to the really good season for to be obviously target this season is still better to P10 and above. Another target which I set for myself is to be able to fight with a midfielder team to that thing. It's about time to do that right now. So obviously we also do have updates that will be coming in at first time, will they be basically going to be fun win for like profile, it's a bit major impact and it's aerodynamic, so I'm excited to see what they will give it to us. So right now I'm going to be heading over to, or before we head over, I've also bought another upgrade to the Spectrum one, which hopefully will push the dating to purchase Spectrum 2. So I'm going to be starting to think what we're getting that one. So when we are now going to be headed over to Bahrain one thing, so I was seeing you at the end of a practice.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Sainz, Perez, Norris, Leclerc, Albon, Drugovich, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Bottas, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, Magnussen, the owner driver, Joe, De Vries, and Jake Hughes. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. And they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So right now I'm going to be getting ready to track on to Bahrain one thing, the third leg of Section Speed, and we are going on medium to hard, and as I decently fuel to 13 lap, do it light and weight. We're going to be starting P19 after a bit stay on the fit, but it was a bit rubbish qualifying to be honest. Did obviously in practice actually got up to P1 in practice 1, and then practice with P10 that I locked down in qualifying, which I ended up being P19, and obviously there was no qualifying video in there because I recorded it but the file got corrupted again, and I still struggle to try to figure out how to fix it. So I'm like, well, nothing I can do about it really, so we now to be getting ready to track in to the 5 red light, and it is away we go in Bahrain long thing. The fantastic start from Max Verstappen, and I got a pretty good start, hit into Liam Lawson in his wheel, in the back Liam wheel, nearly damaged my wing, and I got worried for the collision to Liam Lawson, and actually checked if I got any damage. It turned out I got no damage, so I'm very grateful, and I got Pierre Gasly fighting again to George Russell to get the PA, and Pierre still trying to challenge, but obviously lost that position to George, and we now don't allow the toilet overtakes the loading station, and we now up to P10, massive plate jump up from P19 all the way to P10, that now 9 position jump, but I'm very happy about, because obviously I was then confident in jumping, but I'm very bad at knowing when's the right time to jump, you know what I mean? So obviously I actually learn, because that's what I've learned from last season. I've learned that you can jump position, but you've got to make sure you're doing it correctly, the timing and everything, because obviously multiple times when I do jump, I can either exceed the track limit, or I get more of a collision, or I basically lose position. But when you jump too much, you end up, going off the track or something. So obviously I got to learn, try not to jump too much. So right now, the way I did it, I was very confident. I was like, the tyre grip still feel good about the jumping, and the tyre that fittingly felt a lot more quicker than last season, which I'm very, very happy. And we've got loads of stars to join on the right side, going for the overtake, so I got into the slipstream, overtake again, as we drove out, joined around the third corner, where I went a bit wide, did some lean for loads of stars in, and we obviously overtook him from there, because I gave him room and I got better exit than him, and then started obviously come back to me with the other, got on the inside, gave him a room again, and I still got better racing line than loads of stars in, but I think maybe because I was defending really well, we got still to a pallet and lap stick, drove the overtake on Carlos Sayer. And obviously this season, Max Verstappen and George Perez in Red Bull, they are top in performance chart, and they are obviously still doing, they're probably in just like 2022 to obviously 2023 was it last season in the game. Lewis Hamilton somehow dominated in the last part of it, and then just won the world champion, which is, I'm very surprised about, because I didn't look at the back and going back to my start, he didn't even win until probably all the way to Silverstone. I think that's when he first time won it, and then start winning again. Which I'm very impressed with the day to be able to rapidly upgrade the car, unlike in real life, but to right now, like I said about the car, feel comfortable. I actually managed to break that one section from Philippe Rossenberg. Because obviously Aston Martin is 4th or 3rd best car on the league. Compared to me, they've got massive margin on performances than me. And I obviously didn't allow that to stop me as a team. Philippe now come back into it, which is going to be a bit of a problem, because I'm going to have to tune on the defense mode on once you get that DL, go for the overtake. And it's Steve Losing, Ocon actually locked top of second now over the lap 9. He caught up to me, and that was the reason behind that, because I was fighting with Philippe Rossenberg, and obviously that brought Ocon in, because there's so much fighting, so much braking and defending. You obviously joined a new time, and we died down on the inside. The overtake expand Ocon, fantastic overtake in lap 10. Very proud of the overtake, and I still got the DL. I'm doing this same tactic I did in Abu Dhabi, where I will brake early for that DL detection point, and be on board with who was trying to overtake Doe, and Doe now out of runway when the Canada failure to his engine kick on ban. He's out of runway, so race to go is now the first driver of the season to be out of runway, and we've got Pierre Jackson going into the pit in lap 13. I think he must have left that out a bit longer. Probably not allowed the right timing. And we're now looking on board with literally everyone. We got Pierre Jackson that be coming out the pit exit, and we got me fighting with Philippe Rosenberg on the inside, and I had that massive oversteer, but managed to save it before I spin the car down. There's a lot of different stats that I've had a bit of a weakness in a practice, where I would accidentally over-accelerate it, and then I spin the car down, so obviously I have to remember to not over-accelerate too much. And obviously I nearly taught myself a mistake for doing too much acceleration. I got the exit out of that corner. Obviously we got Ocon and Philippe Rosenberg is literally breathing down my neck, and as I constantly telling myself, be calm. They obviously did a try to overtake. You got to learn to lead on that right time and defense. You didn't lead and run. They can cause a condition with your body or punch or anything. Over the lap 14, we're on board with Charles Leclerc, John at Fernando Norris, who's gone a bit wide, and don't forget Leclerc, he used his drive for Ferrari to land up, replaced him in Abu Dhabi, but I'm just like, why? And to be fair, obviously Charles won his long point, which beat Austria, although still a poor. He hasn't really done anything for a while, and then Lando just popped in and won it already. Which I'm like, how the hell has he done that, Lando? And I think that definitely something to do with what happened to me in the crash in Abu Dhabi obviously brought out Stephen Total on that flat. So obviously that probably what to Paul Lando, and then we are now going to be heading into the pit in lap 14. Because the tyre definitely started to feel a bit of discomfort, and I wanted to make sure I can get fresh tyre on hard tyre, and try to see if I can take the tyre all the way to the end.
Right,
Obviously you
stop
can
now.
take it to the
Okay,
end,
go, go,
but
go.
in
Perfect
terms
job on
of
the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice
overtaking,
stop time. We're happy with that
because
one.
if I don't overtake as
That
much
was
as
our
I
last
can,
stop.
I'll be
No
obviously
more scheduled
staying
pit stops.
lower,
Let's go.
because obviously the expectation going into me is obviously to be top 12, that's the minimum. And we got Tunona, oh no, it's Tavick Magnus who started, I'm taking the Tunona, who coming on side by side with me, and I fought him to go off the track, and that definitely been my fault for forcing him to go off the track. And then Tunona to be trying to overtake again on the inside, and I gave him a room, and he still managed to hit into me and cause my underbody damage. So that the first one you've seen with telling him my fault that I've perfectly fought him to off the track. But the second one was not even my fault, they were still noon. And he took, obviously he still brake or something, and to know they tried to do it again. But I braked earlier because I'm getting that the other, and I gone over the curb, but nothing wrong with that one. And I got the other, and then to know somehow lost repetition to me, Ocon and Hulkenberg. They stopped without the P16. They got the pillars who currently on P1 during the pit, obviously doing new that petition to Max Verstappen, and that is on lap 16. And we got Ferrari, it looks like they're coming in, and that will be Lando coming in, and obviously held up Perez for a while, doing a lot bit of a time, and lot one or two petitions right now. But he had to wait for George, I think, and Lando to go in, and then he could come out, and we got another damage again. But it's Hulkenberg hit into me, and like, literally I really have no idea why all of these people decided to drive like reckless driving, hit into me and everything. So I dive down, well obviously not dive down, like I braked early to be able to dip in to the corner of the curb, and then we got Ocon hitting into me, and we got Hulkenberg going through with the last lean one, and I dive bomb down the inside, and they overtook Hulkenberg with no warning on a collision or any damage to the front wing, which I'm very grateful, because obviously when I did that damage at the pit, and it's going to take ages for me to come back through. We're currently on P12, and I believe the car ahead, which is obviously Magnussen and I think Piastri, hadn't pitted yet, and we got Lando trying to overtake Leclerc, and he's obviously now they got really wobbly in, and just the bit of a wobbly in Leclerc, no they got massive wobble, and they still overtook Charles, and they're trying to overtake George Russell, and he actually destroyed some real action to George in actually being able to overtake him. He double overtake after he made that little wobble, but he was driving behind the slipstream, and obviously he had no speed, but he had speed, but he got too close at his feet and went off the track. The brakes shown late, but I was so worried about the defend, and I got underbody damage again from Esteban Ocon, and we on board with Felipe Rottenville, as you see me trying to overtake defend, and Ocon took off the curb and crashed into me, and he just knocked me up in the air, but I went off the floor into the air, and safely car comes out with my underbody major damage, probably on the floor, and Ocon obviously got 5-second penalty with that crash into me, and I also got 5-second penalty, and I was not even, I thought I had it in right timing, but to be fair, it can't keep switching the UI, but the main, the pop-up, it can't keep swapping, so like that, is it okay, it did not, is it okay, it did not, so I can't keep the income view, and it's still on board with my pop-up menu. It's practically digital damage, while timing again the next lap to get rid of that 5-second penalty, and I also got 3-second penalty for a exceeded track limit. today, before I came here to pick that final tour, I accidentally went a bit too wide. Because I don't know why I've done that, to be honest. I have no idea. So I'm now officially bottom of the lid, and now we're getting ready to resume racing. So I'm P21 on stock tyre with Ocon on stock tyre. So what you know what that means? It's time to overtake literally everyone who's on older tyre, and I definitely know I feel confident doing that. And as you see, I overtook Ocon, Tsunoda, bought that, and the three with the overtake 4 of them going in one corner, and I overtook who, and I moved down the inside to overtake Logan Sargent. And I felt so confident, and I done overtake again on the inside on Logan Sargent. So I overtook nothing about retard in one straight. With a very risky overtake on Logan, but if Logan didn't move out in time, I would crash into him and get front wing damage. But then he moved out of the way, he saw me coming. He probably knew I had so much confidence to the stop tyre, as I've done it again on Little Holtenberg to overtake for P13. And listen, I'm telling you now, when I'm racing, I literally was like, in that beast mode, so if you overtake, but I wanted to get to that point, did I know I thought what it takes to get to the point, but the pace of the car, despite the underbody damage, I still feel confident that I've done it again. And I was the third tour, like, overtaking Philippe Rosenberg, and I obviously forced him to defend him, so he knew the time. And I'm now chasing down Tavi Magnussen, which is on obviously all the time. I heard it's on now all the time. Nothing about lap 14 up to lap 17 is the time where the pity, and then obviously I'm on top tyre, which is pity 2 laps ago, and it's still very flat. And I dived out again on Tavi Magnussen to get up to the P11. Listen, I was so happy with the overtake. I was tapping my inner Lewis Hamilton overtaking mode, and obviously I now got damage in the front wing. It was bound to happen, to be honest. But Albon, when leading by Piastri, I think he was just stuck in the middle to overtake, and I was on the inside. That same move I did on Nico, and this time it was backfired on me. Which I obviously wasn't really happy about it, but what did I do about it really? But I'm now chasing on Lando, Norris, and I was going for the inside move, bomb, massive dive bomb, but I pulled out in the last minute, lastly, with no going off the track or any damage. But it did, unfortunately, new time to the car behind, which is on the last lap. If it was like there 2 more laps to go, I would definitely be able to pull that lead button, but with on the last lap, so I had to try to literally brake perfectly, get that good exit on every single corner, be able to pull that lead button gap or more away from the car behind. But as a penalty I've got, I had to get that lead button from the car behind, so we're now getting ready to head over the top of corner, and I'm still trying to do the same thing. I kept telling myself, bright and late, I stand on very perfect timing, get that DRS, deploy literally everything I got, and we got Lewis Hamilton coming home in Bahrain, win P1, Carlo P2, Max Verstappen P3, Max got 2 positions from P1 where he started off the P3, which I'm assuming was the safety car that caused it, and I come home with the P10. But the second penalty coming home in P12, I had the minimum expectations to finish in Bahrain, with P12 or above. I hit it, and I got rather of the day, which I'm happy about.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So we're now looking Lewis Hamilton is going to be lifting up that P1 trophy alongside with Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen. So this season started off probably exactly what nobody was expected to. I think really 8th world title. So he might be on track to win 9 world titles. Can he do that this season? I guess we're gonna find out in the future of the season. But I do believe there'll be massive competitivity with Max Verstappen and Lewis potentially lighting up that rivalry again from Max and Lewis 2.0 just like 2021. And obviously we're looking with Pierre Gasly at P12 jumped up to P7. Lando, who started his first season, proper full season with Ferrari, he actually dropped to P8. And I'm now obviously P12 from P19 up to P10, but I finished here P10 up to P12 because at least I can penalty. The Mercedes now P1 in construction standing, Red Bull, then Ferrari. So I guess we should go see. It started off pretty what I've expected, to be honest, with top the. I didn't really think Ferrari could get it. Well, to be fair, I was expecting Lando, to be honest, but with it win in Abu Dhabi, that confident would let him get rolling into the Bahrain, but I did not. So we're going to be ending here, we're going to be heading over to Saudi Arabia, and next episode of things for watching, please like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and peace out.